Hello friends, welcome to all. Today we will discuss about differential amplifier. So what is the amplifier? We know the meaning of amplifier. It will amplify the input given to the amplifier and uh, output will be amplified. It means amplitude of the output will be increases through the amplifier. So in differential amplifier also the function of amplifier is works. Now first of all we will draw the circuit of differential amplifier. Okay, so here is two resistors are placed, then here is the transistor, and emitter of both the transistors are connected together. Here is the base voltages of this transistor. Here is the output V out. Sorry, here is minus and plus. So this is the two NPN transistors are taken and connected as shown in this figure. We can see here these two transistors are connected in common emitter configuration. Okay, so if two common emitter stages in parallel with a common emitter resistor, here we can see this is the emitter resistor. Although it has two input voltages V1 and V2 and two collector voltages Vc1 and Vc2. Here is the V1 and V2. Okay, this one is the Vc1 and Vc2. This is the RC. Okay, RC means collector resistance. This one is the base and this one is emitter. RE means emitter resistance. Here is plus VCC and here is minus VEE. Okay. So all this circuit is considered as a single stage or one stage because there are no coupling or bypass capacitors. See, we cannot say any coupling or bypass capacitors. Okay, so there is no lower cutoff frequency. The AC output voltage V output is defined as the voltage between the collectors with the polarity shown in figure. Here is minus and plus. Okay, so how can we find this V out? V out is equal to Vc2 minus Vc1. Okay, so output is nothing but difference of the Vc2 minus Vc1, and that's why this type of amplifier is known as differential amplifier. So this voltage is called differential output because it combines the two AC collector voltages into one voltage. Okay, two collector voltages into one voltage, that equals the difference of collector voltages. Okay, so here we can see from this equation. Now if we think about ideal circuit, then ideally the circuit has identical transistors. Okay, two transistors will be identical ideally. Then and equal collector resistors. These two collector resistors are equal with perfect symmetry. Vout is 0. If the symmetry is perfect, then output voltage will be 0 when the two input voltages are equal. It means V1 and V2 are equal, then output will be 0 if there is a perfect symmetry. But this is the case with ideal circuit. When V1 is greater than V2, when V1 is greater than V2, then what will happen? The output voltage has the polarity shown in figure. It means output voltage has a polarity minus and plus. Here we can see this whenever the V1 is greater than V2. Now when V2 is greater than V1, then polarity will be reversed. Okay, it means here will be plus and here will be minus. So this polarity will be reversed if the V2 is greater than V1. The differential amplifier of this figure has two separate inputs. Okay, input V1 is called the non-inverting input. Okay, this input is known as non-inverting input, and V2 is known as inverting input. Okay, so why it is known as a non-inverting and why it is known as inverting? Because V1 will be in phase with Vout, so it is known as non-inverting input. But in case of V2 is called the inverting input because Vout is 180 degree out of phase. Okay, Vout is 180 degree out of phase with V2. Okay, that's why it is known as inverting input. So two inputs are there, one is non-inverting input and another one is inverting input. Now when we are using this type of inputs, if we can use only one input at a time as per our requirement. For example, in some applications we can use only non-inverting input and inverting input connected to ground. In some other circuit we can use inverting input and non-inverting input connected with ground, and in some other circuit we can use both the inputs. Okay, when both the non-inverting and inverting input voltages are present, it means V1 and V2 both are present, the total input is called the differential input. Okay, if V1 and V2 both are present, then total input is known as differential input, because the output voltage equals the voltage gain times the difference of the two input voltages. It means we can write the equation V out is equal to A into V1 minus V2. Okay, so this will be the formula for output voltage. Okay, because the output voltage equals the voltage gain. This A1 A is the capital A is stand for voltage gain. So voltage gain times the difference between these two inputs. Okay, so this way we can find, we can write here A is equal to voltage gain. So this is the operation of differential amplifier. Okay, here two input are there and two output are there. Okay, so it is known as a differential amplifier. If both inputs are present, then it is known as a differential input, and we can find this output voltage using Vout is equal to A into V1 minus V2. A is nothing but voltage gain. So voltage gain into V1 minus V2, it is the output voltage. So this is the operation of differential amplifier. Now we will discuss about ideal op amp characteristics. Now before starting this, we know what is the meaning of op amp. Op amp is nothing but operational amplifier. Okay, so why it is known as operational amplifier? Because using this amplifier we can do different operations. Okay, for example, summing amplifier, integrating amplifier, differentiator, then subtractor. So these are the typical applications of op amp. So we can do so many operations: arithmetic, logical, comparator, using operational amplifier. So it is known as a op amp. So operational amplifier is important, very important in analog electronics. Now in the operational amplifier there is a differential amplifier in the input stage, and class B push pull emitter follower in the output stage. So characteristics of differential amplifier is there in a operational amplifier also. It means we have seen that in differential amplifier there is one inverting input and one non-inverting input. So in operational amplifier also there is a one inverting input and one non-inverting input, and only one output will be there. Okay, in a operational amplifier. So this is the basics of operational amplifier. Now our question is ideal op amp characteristics. So first of all we will see some quantity and its value, ideal value. Okay, first quantity is open loop voltage gain. And its value, ideal value is infinite. Okay, so we have already seen in a differential amplifier also that voltage gain is there. It is denoted by A. Okay, but it is open loops, therefore we can denote AOL. So for ideal op amp, open loop voltage gain value will be infinite. Then unity gain frequency. F unity. Its value is will also be infinite. Then we will see input resistance. So value of input resistance will also be infinite. It is denoted by RIN. So its value will also be infinite. Okay. So value of input resistance will be infinite for ideal op amp. Okay. Then output resistance. It is denoted by R out. Its value will be 0. So you have to keep in mind these two things. Input resistance will be infinite, output resistance will be 0. So both are opposite. Then input bias current. Okay, IB, its value will also be 0. Then input offset current. Value of input offset current will also be 0. Okay, then input offset voltage. VIN offset. Okay, so its value also be 0. And CMRR, it means common mode rejection ratio. It is also denoted as CMRR. Its value will be infinite. So these are the typical characteristics of operational amplifier, and here we can see the ideal value of all these characteristics. So in 2 marks this question is asked in exams, so you have to write these things and its ideal value. Okay, so this is the ideal open characteristics. Thank you.